Alright, what's up YouTube? We're gonna do a follow-up on my Nitrous install. I've been very busy for a long time, since I made that video basically. I prepped my house to sell it, sold it, now I got a new place. I got a little shit box for commuting to work. But anyways, let's go over the install because nobody's seen it since it was installed, and there's a couple things I want to add to the process, because when I wired it, when I made that last video, it was actually wired incorrectly. So we're gonna go over that so you don't have that problem. Let's first start under the hood. Alright, so the very first thing, like I mentioned in the other video, was disconnect the factory fuel and put this adapter in there, and then I mounted the nitrous and fuel solenoids. This is still, because I still don't know if I want to purge. I've read all different things that purge isn't necessary, so maybe I wasted money on a purge kit and setting up the wires. I don't know. I did find a kit where I can run it out the snorkel up top, so I might do it just for show because it doesn't seem like it's necessary. I still need to get shorter rail lines for these because I don't like that they're long like that. It's just wasted hose basically, wasted travel. Maybe it's a thousandth of a second, I don't know. But there's the nozzle for the kit. You put your jets in there. This is where I want to explain to you where I went wrong. So I followed the colors in the wiring diagram, and if you look, I got a green wire going to black. That red wire is actually going to white. White is ground, black is power. So it's not what you think. So on this relay, you've got little letters, and that is what you're going to go to. Do not pay attention to the color of the wires. Pay attention to what these little letters are, where it says to go in your wiring diagram. Pay attention to letters, not colors of wires. So that is the biggest tip. So when I did that, it was not spring. Let's see, there's a wide open throttle switch, which is mounted firmly to the transmission tunnel. Everything's nice and clean now. When you last saw it, it was a fucking hot mess. The only thing I can advise about this is get a lag bolt and get a drill bit to push it through the hole you drill. And then when you go to put your screw in there, your lag bolt, try to follow that drill bit best you can, or try to line up the carpet hole with the hole you drill, and then pull the bit out, put the screw in, see if you can keep everything straight. But this thing, because when I don't use nitrous, when I hit the gas pedal, I will move this thing. So I was at the track one time, went to spray it, it ran. I thought I sprayed, but it was a slow pass. Then I realized that this thing had pivoted ever so slightly on that screw. It's still touching, so it's fine. But it had pivoted enough to where the pedal, the arm of the pedal, didn't hit the switch. Alright, so this is all tucked away, all the wires. So if you were like street racing or whatever, nobody would be any wiser. So, pop that open. Put the car in accessory mode. And you still have arming power. And again, if the purge is hooked up, I could do that. So, let's turn it off. But, kind of recap real quick. So these pop straight out. You gotta have two hands, obviously, but anyways, this thing is in there nice and snug. Yeah, it's nice, clean install, which is exactly what I was going for. And then if you remember, I had that all torn apart. So there's a wire from in there that goes to my power, which is back through here. So I took the seats out, I drilled a hole in the carpet, ran that wire underneath the carpet, which stops right around here, fished it up. So it's underneath the sound mat or whatever that is. There's a hole drilled through there for the nitrous line to come up through there. It has a rubber grommet to seal it all up, nice and neat, so everything's nice and tidy. And then the bottle goes there, obviously. And it's a sideways mounted bottle, and yes, you can mount them sideways per the instructions. The instructions state you can mount it sideways, you can mount it front to back, you can mount it however you want. It needs to be at an angle, which it is. And also the siphon, there's a little angled tube siphon inside of that bottle. So when that nitrous goes backwards, it's liquid or whatever, it's going to slosh around just like fuel in a fuel tank. You want that siphon tube to be towards the back so that if it's empty-ish, it'll slosh to that suction. It gets sucked up in the siphon. So this is the other thing that I didn't show you in my previous video. So there's my power wire for the nitrous. It goes to this box back here. Pop that off. So this is what you're going to need to get. Is one of those little, I don't know what they call it, but it's a little fuse. Shit, I don't know what they call it, but you can put 2 fuses in one slot. So this thing plugs in and it's got 2 slots for fuses. The only thing I don't like about this, and I don't know if this is because it's a cheap Japanese one I got off Amazon or what, but I have to switch it to the other slot. There's 2 slots, one on top and one on bottom. If I have it where I can run the nitrous, I do not have my accessories, my accessory charging ports. There's the nitrous line, so that gets hooked up to the bottle. But if I want it to run an accessory off of here, or my charging ports back there, there's USB ports. Those don't work because that's the fuse they run off of. So for me to use those accessories, charging ports, I need to put that fuse in the bottom slot on that little adapter thing, which is what I just did. So I'm not planning on running nitrous anytime soon, but when I do, and that was another lesson I found out the hard way. So I went to the track, I was ready to run nitrous, went to press the arming button after my burnout, and the light would not come on, which let me know that I had no power. So when I got back to the pits, I don't remember what made me think of that fuse, but something made me think of the fuse and swapped it, and then I had arming power. So 2 different times I've gone down the track thinking I was going to spray and I didn't. And so those were the fixes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you, because this pretty much wraps it up. When you go to fill a bottle, oh, that's what I was going to show you. This handy dandy little wrench. This is so you can tighten your bottle. That is a nice handy little tool. They are expensive though, 50 bucks. But like I said, I'm still debating whether I want to get the purge kit. Well, what I was going to mention before was when you go to fill your bottle, you have to freeze it. So stick it in your freezer and then do it overnight and then take it to your shop to get it filled. My shop was about 30 minutes away from my house, so what I did was stuck my bottle in the freezer, opened the valve up on it. When you do that, And then when you're ready to take it to the shop, I took mine inside of a cooler full of ice to keep it as cold as possible, because they want that bottle very, very cold. Supposedly the colder it is, the more nitrous they can fit in the bottle, something like that. So anyways, that's basically it. I had the comments turned off on my other video, so I will make sure that the comments are on for this one. If you have any questions, let me know. I will do the best I can to answer them. But I did 6 or 7 75 horsepower shots of nitrous with a best of run of 1170 or something like that, but it was in really, really bad DA, so it would have been a mid 11-second pass. And then at the end of the season last year, I ran a 100 shot twice. I ran 1117 and 1121 over 120 miles an hour. The only thing done to this car besides the nitrous, and I don't count this cold air intake, I don't count that strut tower brace, don't count that right there, I don't count any of that shit because they don't add performance. What I do count is that I've got Demon Killer springs in the front and back, and I have drag radials that I put on it. So those are the only 3 things that legitimately change the performance of this vehicle. So 1117 at 122 or 123, I can't remember, but I did post that video. You can check that one out. I think that's about it. So I'm gonna try to get a nitrous bottle filled here in the next week or 2. I got a Bobcat I'm gonna run this weekend, so I've got lots of stuff going on. But I'm going to try to be a little more active with the car stuff, because I know a lot of subscribers are here for that. So anyways, hope this is informative and you enjoyed it, and we'll see you later.